Yesterday, while I was making a video, I spoke some words, and as I spoke them, something dawned on me. And as the day progressed later on, everything was unfolding around those words. And what I had said was, I don't get given visions coming from fear. I don't get visions that are creating a panic, creating a fear in people. When I'm doing readings, I get visions that come from a place of love to bring comfort to people. So there can be warnings, but it's never a case of wanting somebody to walk away from speaking with me or interacting with me and panicking about their life or living in fear. Because what benefit would that be to me to create fear in another person? That would just be feeding my ego. So as I'd finished that video yesterday, and I was sitting here thinking, yeah, what my guides show me, it's always coming from a place of love. It's always coming from a place of comfort. I don't actually absorb fearful messages. And I was feeling very appreciative of that. Then a young lady contacted me for a reading, and it was about a relationship. And I did the reading for her, and when she wrote back to me afterwards, she said she had spoken with another clairvoyant. And this other clairvoyant had said to her, if you dated this particular person, you would take your own life. I was just shocked. Like, are you kidding me? A psychic told you if you date that person, you will take your life? I got mad about that, because who in their right mind has the right to put fear into another person like that? What is that psychic getting? I don't know, what was they thinking? Were they thinking, wow, I am so great that I can tell them I've warned them from saving their life? Wouldn't that be the ego of the psychic? And like, this poor girl was now so cautious about anybody she wanted to date for that fear. I know another lady who years ago, she went to, I don't know what he was an astrologer. I think his name was Milton Black. He was quite well known in Australia, had a large following. In a reading, he told her that her husband was going to die at a certain age. So for 10 years of her life, she's waiting for this day to come, never really enjoying herself, never really loving everything. In the back of her mind, there's always this thought that, oh my goodness, he's going to get to this age and he's not going to be here. Why would a psychic say that? I don't get it. Like, why do you want to create pain for another person? Anyway, her husband never died, went past that age, is still happily alive. The thing is, I've all my whole entire life, I've been doing this kind of work. I've never had spirits or guides or God source energy give me information to share with another person to destroy their life, to make them panic, to make them not even enjoy their life. Because there's something, I feel like there is this kind of law with this kind of work where you have to give from your heart. You have to be authentic and genuine and let the ego out of it. Let my ego out of it. I can't understand what benefit somebody gets putting fear into another person. So then you start looking at this narrative that's playing out at the moment, because last night, because the whole day yesterday seemed to be, people were contacting me after that out of the blue, where they had been in a position where they had been told something horrible was going to happen and it never happened. So what was the purpose in being told that? And then it makes them doubt, doesn't it? It makes doubt. So as the day went on, and then last night, I sort of woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and there was this big sign in front of me in my room, and it said, choose fear or choose love. And that feels to be what the energy is now. Like December's energy is, you have that choice to choose the path of fear or choose the path of love. Which one are you going to choose? So if somebody says something which puts a fear into you, ask yourself, what is their purpose? What is the purpose of them putting fear into you? What are they gaining out of it? Because they're projecting it toward you. So they're doing it for a benefit of themselves. You can advise people and you can help people without it being fearful. I've seen this time and time again with people that have gone to doctors. You know, like I've seen, I don't know if they still do this, but in the past they used to give people a death sentence. So, you know, this was back in the 80s. You would go to the doctor and they'd say, oh, well, you've got cancer and you've got 8 weeks to live. And that person would die in 8 weeks. And that 8 weeks of the rest of their life was crap. It was, they didn't enjoy it. They knew what was coming. You know, there was fear. And what if they were never told that timeline? Would they still be going on past that 8 weeks? Because our minds are so powerful. Our minds can convince us of things. So, you know, I don't think doctors actually do that anymore because they realise the consequences that was having. And what benefit is that to the doctor? If a doctor said to you, okay, here's your timeline, you're going to die on this particular day, what does the doctor get out of it? A sense of power? Do they think they're doing the right thing because they would like to know? Maybe if a doctor wanted to know the day he or she was going to die, then they think it's beneficial if they tell other people. I don't know, my mind doesn't work in that way. I don't see the point in putting fear into another person like that. Because we are all on our own journey. Our souls are on our own particular journey, on our own particular discovery. We're not in control of the soul of another person. We're only in control of our own soul. So I don't want, if someone starts talking fear, you know, and if I get people that send me messages or they send me links to things and it's full of fear, I won't watch it. Why would I want to absorb that? What benefit is that going to be? And another thing is like, if you know something, it's like sometimes people will say to me, oh, look, my elderly parent is very sick. I'm worried about their health. Of course you're worried about their health. You know, you love them. How are you going to fix it? You can't fix it. If they've got poor health and they're on their way out of this earth, how are you going to stop that? You can't stop it, and you know you can't stop it. What you're doing is you're asking those kind of questions to prepare yourself. You're trying to prepare your own emotions so that you don't get shocked into something. And I think that's why a lot of people are also, at the moment, they have this fear of what the narrative is that's playing out. They're looking at the way things are unfolding, and they are fearful that something's going to get taken away from them, like their freedom, and they're going to prepare themselves. They need to know this. They need to know everything, because how are you going to stop something? How do you stop something that's meant to happen? And in your higher self, you kind of know that. So it's your higher self preparing you, because if you're somebody that does not handle emotion very well, if you get very anxious about things, if you know that your body reacts to energy and you get sick if you have fear in your body, you're trying to find answers to everything so that you can prepare yourself, because you can't do anything about what other people are saying and what other people are doing. You're only in control of yourself and your own reactions. So are you going to choose fear, or are you going to choose love? Because as I said at the beginning, I've always chosen love. I always choose to do my readings with love. I choose to interact with other people with kindness. And so messages I get have always come from that place. My vibration, my frequency is in that place. And if I started living in fear and wanting to project fear on others, I would be getting visions full of fear. I'm attracting non-fearful visions. There are other people out there that are attracting fear because they have fear inside their own frequency. And it just made so much sense to me last night when it was like, oh yeah, I get it. Like it was like some kind of download happening where I was like, yeah, I understand that now. So if you look at your life, and you look at your life and you look at something you really fear is going to happen. You fear, oh my goodness, this is going to happen and it's going to upset my life. Is it happening? Because you have that fear. Are you attracting that to yourself? If you're coming from a place of love and you don't have any of that fear, has nothing affected you? Because I started looking at people that have fear and have worry, and they have a life that's unfolding at the moment where they're losing things, where they're creating more fear. And then I've seen other people that just go about their life and they're like happy and they love everything and nothing is affecting them. Their life hasn't really changed at all. So this is our month. December is we get to choose fear or love. They're both powerful. There is of equal power, both of them. So which way are you going to go? I know which way I've always gone. I'll continue to go that way. I don't fear death. I don't fear, like I know if the world all came to an end, I know where we're going, and it's the most beautiful place ever. There is nothing to fear. So I don't know what it is that, I don't know what people get. It must be feeding their ego or a power trip to put fear onto another person. And there's got to be accountability for that. Once that person has passed over, to look back at their life. Were you kind to everybody? Were you loving to everybody? Were you comforting to everybody? Did you give everybody hope? Or were you running around spreading fear, making other people have fear, making other people feel sad? And then you have to rectify that. Your soul has to rectify that. So today's your choice. You choose love or you choose fear. You choose.